Okay, the next one is a hard problem. So, oh, this was the last one. So we will try for an hour, and okay, and people don't like this so much either. We'll just try for an hour. If I can't solve it, it's not going anywhere, I will just give up and then learn from top solutions. So let's give it a go. Start the timer. Let's read the question. Okay. So we have a string of, we have an array. Okay, so in Python 3 code, we have a list of strings. A list of strings. And we wanna write it so that it's got this set width. It's fully justified. Oh wow. Okay, so it needs to have the correct number of spaces so that it's expanding exactly from left to right, and then even amount of spaces in between the words. What about this? Okay, 2. Wait a second. That's 4 spaces and 4 spaces. This is 2 and 1, so that is not really even. Okay, packing words in a greedy approach. Pack as many words as you can in each line. Pad extra spaces when necessary so that each line has exactly met with characters. Okay, I see. As evenly as possible, but it doesn't have to be even. Okay, so many rules. If it cannot be even, then exactly as in this example, we want the left ones to have more spaces. Okay, so what if we had 5 words and we cannot distribute evenly? Then let's say the first 3 or 2 on the left would have extra spaces of 2, and the last 2 words will have extra space of 1, I guess. So I guess that's what it wants. So as evenly as possible. And if we have to add extra, it will be on the left side. So it will not be like 4 extra spaces and then 1, 1, 1. It would rather be 2, 2, 2 and 1, 1. Last line is left justified. No extra spaces inserted. Okay. The word length will not exceed this max width. Okay, this is hard indeed. A lot of things. Okay. If it's only one word, it will also be left. Okay, size. Okay, so that's 6 spaces there because if we use one space, then we have 5 spaces left, and that's not enough to put another word. Okay, words length 300. Okay, so it will so the list will have at most 300 separate words, and each word will have at most 20 characters, only letters and symbols. Max width is 100. Each word is shorter than the max width. Okay. Okay. So we have this set max width, and then we start traversing. Okay, we start by trying out to only use one space, and then let's take a longer example. This is probably good. Let's take the last example. Okay, so start with just trying to see how many words we can fill for this one line. Once we see that it ends in the middle of a word, we don't take that word, we just deal with the previous words. We need to know how many white spaces we are left with for that line and calculate as evenly as possible how we should distribute them. Most cases will not be evenly, and in that case, we will add the extras to the left. And we have some other special cases, that is, if we only have one word, it would be to the left, and the last line is also left justified. Why is it even called left justified? Okay, so that is what I'm thinking. Just doing it as it requires. Let's see if we are able to write something like this. So we have a list of words. Okay, let's go over the list of words. And then for each line, let's use a list. Okay. Let's say line. We have a list here that we're gonna use as each line. Now for each word in words. So we are looking at example 3 here. So we have the first word. How about we also keep a count of how many characters we have so far for that line? Okay, so each word will not exceed max width. So we do not need to check for that. So count is gonna increment by the length of the word. If this count is okay, so we start off like that, but the next time we need to add a white space. So first word is science. We put that in there. If count is smaller, and we want to put this word in there. then give it a white space. Okay, let's see. So science is now in the line list, and we have count is currently 8, cause science got 7, and then one extra count is not 8. Okay, next round we have is. So add 2, we have 10, count is not 10. We add is to the line, and then we have one extra space, so we have 11. And then we add 4, so we have 15. We put what in there. We add one space, we have 16. And then we add 2, we have 18. We put we in there, we have 19. So okay, so we have 19, and the next word is understand. So it is correct that we have 19 because we added an extra white space after we. Okay, let's now see how do we handle this. So next time we have this count, that would be exceeding this. So what do we do then? If count is exceeding that, okay, we need to reset count to length of this current word understand. We also need to write this line properly now, as in adding the necessary spaces. And the output they want is actually they want a list of strings. Okay. Result is a list of strings. So once we have now found where the first line breaks, so this we're here, we reset count, and we wanna adjust our line. I'm inclined to define another function. Let's call it rearrange. Rearrange will take this line, which is a list of strings, and we want to return a string like this. Okay. So we want to rearrange line, and if we would like to append this in the result. Okay, so how do we rearrange this line that we just got? We got science is what we, so all, okay, let me just turn off my notification for a sec. So what we are passing in is this list of words. So we have just a list of words, 4 words. Okay, I think we might need this as well. Start with an empty string. So let's first try to just add a space between each word and see the length of this. Compare that with max width and see if we need to add extra white spaces. Okay. I'm thinking if we can make use of the count here from earlier, because we already counted how many characters. We don't really want to count them again. I mean, we could, but that's just unnecessary work. So count. If count is now over max width, that means that's where we end this. Okay, what about we do something like what if we pass in this count as well? So what do we want to pass in? We want to pass in we want to take away the length we just added. Actually, I'm not sure, because what I want to, okay, so this I'll need to look it up later. So what I want is count minus length word and then -1, because we also give it an extra white space for the last word here. So if we do this, then we are now looking at this with only 1 white space in between each word. So that's what I'm aiming for. Actually, let me just take a note here. Would this be same as -1 or +1? That's what I'm not sure about. Can check it very easily later. Okay, so now we have this new count. So basically that's what we want to put in there to save that line. But let's just have it there to be clear and then check that later. So this is still resetting the count. Alright, so now we have this count as well. So we have the 4 words we have the count of how many characters, how many spaces these 4 words take, including one single white space just between each word. So we know that this will be less than the maximum width. And now we want to see how many extra wait a second. What if we actually need 2 or 3 white spaces between each word? Wouldn't it be easier if I just count them here? I think it might. I think I mean, we could technically just. Okay. Well, technically, we know how many spaces these words are taking if we just do. Oh, we actually do not know. Oh, yeah. Oh, wait, we do. If we just do count minus the number of words in this line, so count will be all the spaces for all the words plus 1 white space in between each word. So that will be those plus 3. And if we did that minus 4, so this is the amount of characters in this line. Okay. So we want to see how many white spaces there should be in total. Okay, so this is the amount of characters, that's the length of this row. Now this is how many white spaces we should have in total. Let's just name it total white space. Actually very confused because I thought Python should be all snake cases, but it looks like this is all camel cases, so I don't know what's with all these camel cases variable names. I really have to look this up. Python recommends snake case. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, let's continue with this. Total white spaces. Now we know how many white spaces there should be. Now this. So this is the minimum amount of white spaces between each word. that should be total white space. Let's call it total white spaces divided by the amount of words minus 1. So if we had 4 words like this, we only need spaces for these between, so only 3, because last one doesn't need any space. So divided by 3 to calculate. So let's say this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 divided by 3, we will get 1, so we know it's 1 minimum, and that should always be the case, 1 minimum. If it's 2, then we know it's 2 minimum. Okay, right now we have 1. Let's just put this in here in case, let's see if we need it later. So then we need remainder. Let's use the modulo function. So this gives us 1, and remainder gives us 2. So 5 modulo 3 would give us 2, which means starting from the left, 2 of these white spaces would be adding an extra white space. So whatever the remainder is, that is how many of these white spaces starting from the left would be needing 1 extra white space. Okay. Now let's build this result. Okay. For each word in line, result we put that word in, and now how many white spaces do we need? Okay, if remainder is bigger than 0, then the amount of white spaces we need is okay, if remainder is bigger than 0, then we need an extra white space. So the amount of white space we need is between +1. So if this had been 2 and we have remainder 3, that means the first 3 white spaces would have 2 + 1. I think this would work. Let's see. And we also need to decrement remainder, because now we have done it with 1. I mean, we could also do this word plus. So word plus, except when it's the last word, then we actually don't need to. Okay, so how do we know if it's the last word? Line, could we do something like this? Let's try that. That would be the first until the second last. Okay. What if we only have one word in this line? He wanted that white space. Okay, so from first word to the second last word, we will be doing word plus the amount of white spaces in between. And if we have this remainder, that means we add another white space. And then in the end, we would want to add the last word. Okay. Also, the last line, we do not want to do this at all. So last line, how do we know when it's the last line? Okay, so now we're doing this for every single line. We have this result list. So this is the last line. This line should be re-edited. Okay, so last line would be, this is the last line. But if we split that, and then we do a join with one single white space. But it also wants these padding. Right, we are not doing any padding at the moment. Okay. I mean, we could write a extra padding function, but that seems stupid. Maybe Python has built-in padding function. Let's see. Python padding with white spaces. Seems like that is exactly what we need. Okay, so string dot L just 10. Okay, let's try that. So what do we have now? We have last one split into a list, now rejoined. Okay, actually I'm wondering what this data type is, what that returns. And we want to pad that until it reaches max width. Okay, I'm sure there are plenty of mistakes in this code at the moment, but let's just try it. way. Rearrange line max width count. Okay. What is the not defined? Not defined. Okay, I had to look this up because I'm still learning Python. So Python function is not defined. What does that mean? Okay, so I can't seem to find what the problem is. I'm just not that familiar with Python. So let's move this function into this code just for now, so I can find out how to solve that later. Okay, well, this is definitely not ideal, so definitely not definitely not the way to do it. Oh, right, it wants to be in the else tab. I'm getting really sleepy, like falling asleep on my chair. I've been up since 6. Okay, at least the code is running, but it is incorrect. Huh. That's funny. Wait. Oh, wait. We need a new line each time. So, line append, and when we reset the count, we also need to reset the line. Yes. Okay. That should improve the results a little bit. What is going on? It's missing some words. Interesting. Science is what we Okay, I see. Okay, so once we found where we break, now we have this word. We are at this word. Okay. Let's see again. Okay, let me wake up and solve this. Okay, so let's do it. Let's go through this and see what's wrong. First we have science, first word. Add length to count, it's smaller. We are gonna append that, no problem there. Adding one white space, no problem there. Now, next word. Okay, next word is, should do the same thing here in this loop. The next word, what? Why is it that it did not go into let me just print the line each time and see. This is N. Okay, I see what the problem is. For some reason, it's always using this instead of the next first word of. What must be shall. Science is what we is well. Nouns count. Oh no, I see. So for each word, this is not good. So for okay, so that is a classic example of what happens when you name variables. So this was originally designed to be in another function, so it was named with the same word name, and that would of course not work well if they're in the same function. Now let's take care of this length. If there's only one word, then if we only have one word in this line, then what do we do? Then we just want to append this word with white space padding. Okay, is this doing what it's supposed to do? Let's check real quick. Oh, cannot check right now because we have this error. Okay, so we want to do something similar to that. Where was I? Okay, what do we want to append there? Just that word plus a bunch of padding. And we want to skip the rest of this. Well, we still need to reset the count and the line. Now we want to reset the count, but not the. Okay, so count will be 0 because. Wait. Wait. Okay, right. So we still need to keep these. Okay. don't really understand why we are missing so many words. Huh. Why are we missing words? I really need to focus. I'm falling asleep on the chair here. I need to focus and finish this. And it's been, oh my god, almost an hour, so let's see if we can make this work. What do we have here? It's missing that word. It's missing that word. Why is that word? Line append. So this is in the line, so that's not a problem, but then the result is missing. Okay, so something's wrong with this part. Two white spaces. Wait, so this is the last two. This is an Doesn't this mean wait, no, okay. I think I might be. So what do we want? We want 0 to the second to last element. Let me check list slicing. We want 0 to -1, and the -1 is not included. Could that be the problem? Okay, so at least that is no longer missing. Huh. Okay, so we are still missing some stuff in the end. So weird. It's odd. Let's say for last. Oh, I see. So the last line never even got added to. What about this? What must be acknowledgement, acknowledgement. Oh, I see. So the last line was not even added in here because when we're at the last line, it's simply gonna be less than the max width. So this whole thing didn't even happen for the last line. Okay, we just need to make sure to actually add the last line as well. So how do we do that? How do we know it's not the last line? Okay, let's say if this is if count is bigger, or if we have reached the last word. So if we reach the last word, we want to do this whole thing. If count is bigger, we want to do this whole thing. Let's try that. Huh. Wonder what is going on there. 2. Very interesting case here. What must be? Must be. Okay. Okay, so it's been an hour, but I feel like we should be able to fix this. It does feel hopeful. I am really sleepy right now, so I can barely keep my eyes open. I need to take a quick rest, maybe a little nap, and I'll continue with this when I'm back. Okay. Alright. I'll see you in part 2. I will finish this.